move on to A's news, Julio. Chris Bassitt has returned. He started yesterday. He was on a 50-game pitch limit, but he dominated. I don't have the numbers in front of me, unfortunately. But it was a great job. He was super hyped up. He was happy to be there. I texted Julio midway through the game, and I was like, look, I understand that he hasn't pitched in three weeks to a month. I understand that you need to ease him into it, but we're in a very different situation where we have to win every game pretty much to get to the playoffs. So if he wants to go, you just take the reins off and let him fucking go. That's just my opinion. We don't have time to fuck around anymore. But apparently Bob Melvin wants to fuck around because he pitched Jake Diekman yesterday and gave up 3 runs and lost the game. I don't know. I mean, like I said, the season's over in my opinion. So I don't really have any more. Like I felt like the season was over before yesterday's game, but then after that, it's like it was. But I think
it's over.
Yeah, the Chris Bassitt return like kind of had me hyped up. It's like, I don't know, maybe if he wins this game, like maybe the morale changes and they start hitting better, and the pitcher and the bullpen picks it up. But then, yeah.
And then you remember what the bullpen's been lately. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. Quick stat line. He went 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He looked really solid. He looked really good for missing a month. And he kind of had some really great quotes after it. He's just saying how like I'm proud to be an Oakland A. He's like, I'm proud of this team, even though we've sucked this last month. He's like, I know I love Bomel. And it's just, you could just tell he's like, I got 2 types of text messages from people. He's like, one, it's like he is overwhelmed by the amount of support. But the 2 messages was, yo, hey man, you've had an excellent year this year. You don't need to worry, blah, blah, blah. Another was, so when are you coming back? So there's 2 types of people. Look, this week has been awful for the A's. I think this month has been awful. It just keeps getting worse and worse, right? But just seeing him out there, and even though he only went 3 innings, was so inspiring. And it just was kind of been a highlight, one of the season highlights, man, just to kind of see him persevere after a really scary injury where if things could have gone wrong, that could have been career ending. He could have lost his life if that ball was hit him at the right spot. So to kind of see out there, and he even said, he's like, look, I've thrown thousands of pitches in my life, and that was the first time that's ever happened to me. And and if that does happen to me again, then that's so be it. He's like, that's just the risk you kind of go up when you're out there, and it's so minimal. So to kind of see him out there, it's just awesome. It's really great to see him.
Yeah, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but if they could have pulled out a win yesterday on top of that, it would have been even more inspiring, and it would have been like a big, like, it definitely would have hyped up A's fans. A's Twitter would have gone off. Might have changed the tone a little bit. Might have forgotten about the debacle that we're going to talk about in the second half of this, that you're going to talk about with Brian in the second half of this podcast. But like, there's just been a lot of negativity in the past 2 weeks with the prices of tickets going up, with the ownership clearly sandbagging the city in order to, sway the numbers to, manipulate the move to wherever the fuck they're going to go. Who gives a shit? And the team not playing well. There's just been a lot of it just feels like like you just got knocked the wind out of you for 2 weeks straight, and it's like over and over you're just getting punched in the stomach. And that would have been a really like great way to potentially turn around, but they just couldn't do it. But yeah, it was cool, and those are great comments said in the post game. Realistically, it's probably not going to be an Oakland A at the end of the season anyway. But it was great to hear him say that. And I will say it's good to hear a lot of these A's on their way out the past few years say shit like that. Marcus said something like that after the loss to the Astros last year in the playoffs, and yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're glad to see him. It was a bright spot in what it was been a dark month for Oakland A's baseball. But hey, Chris, the carousel of relievers continues. kind of going back to what we talked about before, which is why didn't you do this at the trade deadline when there's probably better options? The A's had claimed reliever Michael Feliz. He's coming over from Boston, who DFA'd him, but this is now his 4th team this season. Wow, good for you, dude. Great. He was with Pittsburgh for 7 games, went over to Cincinnati for 9 games, blew up over there. Blew up in a bad way, that is. Went over to Boston, he pitched 4 games, and now here he is with Oakland. To make room for the roster spot, the A's DFA'd and have now released. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and have you cue the music. Former Oakland great, Aramis Garcia. 2001 or 2021 to 2021. He had a 205 average, 88 bats, 18 hits, 3 home runs. Aramis, your gift card to
I ain't giving you a gift card. You didn't do shit for us.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll pay for your Uber.
I've been team Austin Allen since the beginning. I don't know why he didn't get that job in the first place, but that's fine. We got Yan Gomes now. 10 more games.
Yeah. So I don't think there's much we can really talk about with Feliz. He pitched a third of an inning. But what I think this could mean is I think they're already starting to prep this bullpen for next year. I was looking at it. His contract, he's on a 1-year, $1 million deal for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
If this guy can pitch well rest of the season when he does get those chances, oh, cool. We got a reliever we can bring in for 2 years, $3 million, $2 million and save budget. Nothing much else.
Yeah. 1,000%. So this is, we got swept by the Seattle this week. First time that's ever happened in the Coliseum, the city of Oakland. Which, if you really think about it, makes a lot of sense. Mariners have been more or less not very good, except for that one season they won 116 games and then lost the first round of the playoffs. Julio, how do I want to pose this question? There's 10 games left in the season. How many of those games would you think that we would have to win in order to have a realistic shot at the wild card? We don't, but I just want to. Let's just go down the rabbit hole and see what it is.
They'd have to win every game.
Yeah, I think they'd have to win 10 straight games, right?
Yeah, because is it 10 or 9 left? It's 3-game weekend, and there's 3 games against Seattle again, and then 3. Yeah, so it's 9. They'd have to win every single game.
Yes, because they're 4 games back from the Yankees. Toronto's 1 game back from the Yankees, and Seattle's now 2 games back from the Yankees.
You're gonna want the Yankees to lose a handful of those games too. They're playing Boston this weekend.
Everybody has to start losing, and we would have to start winning. Just how it is.
Crazier things have happened. I want to be proved wrong. We want to be proved wrong because it's just like, look what the Cardinals are doing. The Cardinals had like a less than 4% chance of making it to the postseason at the beginning of the month, and then they went insane. But now it's just, the problem is outside of the win streak in April, this team is just not streaky. They're inconsistent. They don't go on those runs like that. And I think we had a 7-game win streak
2 weeks ago. We just went on one of these runs.
Yeah, we went on a 7-game win streak.
10.
Yeah, and then they fell off.
Yeah.
So, and look, I think the biggest thing too is how horrible they've been against the Astros in Seattle doesn't help. And those are the last 2 series. Those are the last series you're playing. It's going Houston, Seattle, Houston.
Yeah.
So like, unless we've seen some like positivity against those teams where they've performed well, then yes, I think they would have a chance. But it's like, you really got to turn around extremely fast. And from what this team has really shown over the last month, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
and like
this this would be when the men are separated from the boys, and it's been a lot of childish boy shit out there lately.
I think what do you want to watch if like we're gonna still watch these games at the end of the day because
we're not going on my main TV anymore. I don't want to fucking hear the sound. I just want to look up every once in a while and see them lose.
Yeah, because we're stupid and we're still gonna watch. What do you want to see happen over this next week besides like them winning these games? Is there anything specifically you're going to be watching out for to be like, okay, well, if this season's over, let's see how this player is going to be doing. Let's see what this player is going to be doing, what so on and so forth.
No, because I feel like this collapse is more or less solidified more their move. It gives them more of a case to Major League Baseball, where it's like, hey, like our team's not good anymore, so we're going to start shipping off players and start rebuilding. And by the time we're in Vegas, we'll have a competitive team and it'll flock people to that Vegas stadium. So I think that this is just validated ownership's sketchy bullshit that they've done in the past 6 months. And I think that they're just, you called it all season, but I think it's going to be a fire sale. So no, there's nothing there's nothing I can be encouraging about. Maybe, look, James Caprillion pitches maybe one more time. I don't know, with Bassitt back, who knows? So seeing the young guys play better would be encouraging, but I don't know. Yeah, they're probably only going to keep Caprillion, Irvin, and Murph.
Elvis will still probably
because he's
be
stuck
there
on that contract because I don't know. Billy Beane could potentially find someone to take Elvis. Who knows?
That's true.
And Tony Kemp. Those are the only, those four guys, the only guys we're probably going to keep.
Who's in left? Yeah, Canada's gone. Marte's gone. Oh, Pinder. Oh, wait, is Pinder free agent?
Pinder's probably gone.
But yeah.
Aya's got until 2023, which makes his contract a lot more tradable.
And it's kind of just history repeating itself.
Yeah.
Over the last 20 years.
This feels like 2014.
Which feels like 2007, 2008, which feels like 2004.
2004 when they missed the playoffs in game 162 to the Angels. That fucking sucked.
And then they sent out Hudson, Mulder. So, they always do that. And on top of that, this farm system is depleted.
Yeah, they got to.
There's really nothing in this pipeline right now that makes you, besides like the guys who are in lower systems like Soderstrom, there really is nothing gratifying. So it's at this point where it's like, I get why they're going to do it. I don't want them to because I'm tired of this, but I understand.
Soderstrom's going to be the next Matt Chapman. He'll be the next face of the team, probably.
Yeah. All righty, Chris. Break time. When we come back, we got our dude Brian on here. We're going to be talking more about, guess what? More A's depression as season price went up. So we will be right back.